Don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our 2 newly released books, Football: A Love Story and What Did Football Teach Me? These books feature over 100 stories from current and former coaches, players, executives, and entertainers from across the football landscape, describing what got them involved in the game, what they love about it, and what life lessons the game taught them. You can find your copy or order your copy from our website at footballgameplan.com/books.
Okay, so we're going to start with flanker set here, and it is fullback, tailback, 2 tight ends, and a wide receiver.
Okay.
We will do 2 different things here. We will call we could call heavy package. Going into the week, we will determine in our heavy package who we're taking out of the game. We normally have a 3-3-5, so we have 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. So we're bringing in 5 defensive linemen. So we have to take 2 guys out, and we'll talk about that in a second. We do have a nose, then we have 3 techniques that are traditionally our backup nose tackles.
Okay.
It depends on our depth. This year we had 3 big-time quality nose tackles, and they filled they played that role very well for us. Our defensive ends will, the normal starting defensive ends will stay in the game as well. We will do 3 different things with our defensive ends. We will put them in a 6 technique, we'll put them in a 9 technique, or we will put them in a 5 technique. It depends on the situation and what that offensive team does run based on their reputation and based on their breakdowns. What we will do with our, and again I'm getting off track of the flanker set, but on Wednesday we will spend about 15 minutes in our walkthrough, and what we will do is our script that we're going to do later in the day, we will spend 15 minutes installing our goal line and the plays that we're going to see.
Okay.
We'll come back later in practice and run those plays that we had scripted. So we're spending about 20 minutes on Wednesday in goal line, and then Thursday we'll run about 5 plays, 5 of their top plays. So we will invest a lot of time in it, but we feel like every game, going into the game, we will be able to execute our defense versus their plays, and it's going to be a man-on-man battle. If we execute, they shouldn't be able to reach a first down or score. So based on the game plan, we will determine whether we're going to be a 9 technique, 6 technique, or 5 technique. Our technique sometimes we'll use our alignments on our DNs to encourage a certain block.
Okay.
So we know what type of block we're going to get, we know what type of block we're going to see, and then we can execute that to be at our strength. So what we're going to do though today is I'm just going to put these guys in 6 techniques, head up. So, and also what I'm going to do here, we're not going to do any major substitutions. We're going to keep the corners, and what we're going to do is base rules is our 2 strong safeties come out of the game in our heavy package. So our corners will stay in, so we'll have a corner on the number 1 receiver. We'll have another corner out here on the tight end. And then we have a nose and 2-3 techniques, 2-6 techniques, and then our linebackers will be in a stack. They will be in a stack at all times unless they go to an unbalanced look.
Okay.
We'll pretty much be in a stack. The way the stack works is we can either adjust with the linebackers or we can adjust with the secondary.
Okay.
And in our heavy package, 9 times out of 10 we'll adjust with the secondary. So our linebackers will be...
What's the benefit of having a stack look?
Having a stack look, it's because it's similar to their regular rules.
Okay.
Similar to their regular rules. But when you have 5 guys covered up, these guys they should get touched.
Right.
So that's the benefit. It's easy for them to get lined up on. They all will have keys based on the game plan.
Okay.
They will all have keys the biggest key for defensive football prior to the snap is making sure their eyes are right.
Okay.
So if we can get their eyes right, we got a chance. Hey, this is your key, this is your read, etc. So what we'll do is we have our 3 linebackers, we have Mike Brave, and we have our Warrior, and they'll be in a stack alignment basically here. And then we'll have our free safety. So in this formation here is relatively easy. Our corner will be man-to-man here. Our corner will be man-to-man on the tight end. Our free safety will be man-to-man on this tight end here. They also are read force players, so they got to contain anything that comes outside on them. The big thing here also is the communication. The Warrior and the Brave, their rules are, hey, they're man-to-man on the tight end unless they're overruled. Unless they're overruled by a player. And these guys, we'll even have them play man-to-man on the fullback sometimes and have him play man-to-man on the tight end based on what type of play that they're running against us. If they throw the ball a lot, if they do a lot of boots and stuff with the little misdirection and the backs out, I can't have him covering him because it's a tough play for him.
Right.
You know, he's seeing guards pulling and that back goes out in the flat, you're never going to cover him. So we will change up who covers that tight end, who covers the fullback. So what we will do here, I mean, in tendencies usually, I mean, teams don't run a ton of counter and short yardage just because there's more of a chance for you to lose yardage on a slower developing play. So, you know, right here, these guys are going to key this fullback in this basic play, and he'll key that tailback. He'll key that tailback, okay? And these guys should be relatively free. He's got the B gap. He's got the B gap. These guys will have the C gap, technically. They're gonna, you know, play the tight end. They usually are not in 6 techniques, so it does take some reps on their part. But they'll play that tight end and they'll play the C gap, and then the Mike in the nose will have the A gaps. But he's pretty much going to be keying that fullback or that tailback. If they are a big sneak team, you know, he's going to try to play hammer technique on that nose and you know, reestablish a line of scrimmage and have the Mike clean everything up. So motion, any type of motion. The corner is yelling across the formation, my man, my man, my man. Once again, we want to have our corners covering the wideouts. We don't want to necessarily bump, because if he runs the fade ball, he's usually better to play the fade ball, better to play the slant. So, you know, if with the backers keying the fullback, if they are a counter team, we will change that up. If it's a counter team, then they'll go back to their normal reads as well, and that would be a situation where we may have the fullback covered by the free safety, and these guys cover the tight ends. Okay. So it depends on what plays they run. Now, and I don't like to give away a lot of our secrets, but there's not a lot of time spent on first and goal from the 1, first and goal from the 2, out of 22 personnel. There's only certain plays that you have in your playbook. If you're a zone read team, we play a lot of teams that they're a zone read and they're zone read and they're zone read spread, and then when they get inside the 2-yard line, they get under center and their power. Hey, they do not want to spend half a day on Thursday working on their I formation inside the 1. You know, they just don't do it. And that usually holds true. Okay, so we talked about different ways we play different formations out of our heavy package. And we also talked about different personnel that we'll put in here. And I have 10 clips that are the same formations we talked about. This example here, this is 22 personnel. We have 2 tight ends, we have a fullback, we have a tailback. We literally took our fullback or our free safety out of the game, and we took our other corner out of the game. So we left our 2 outside linebackers in the game, basically because they're a little bit stronger run defense guys. So we're playing our solid coverage here. So these guys are man-to-man on the tight end, both of these guys. So he's acting like our corner, he's acting like our free safety. We realize that if they go across the formation, we'll just let them pass and then pick them up on the other side. So 2 stacks, are exclusively keying the fullback, and that Mike linebacker's going all over the tailback. And you see right here, this young man reads his read perfectly, takes on the fullback. Actually, I believe the fullback misses him, and he makes the play. And you see the other linebacker here, he knows that he's fast flow because he's got a cutback player here. The cutback player is right there, makes the play. Nice play by the linebacker. Once again, when you get extra guys to the point of attack, there's always a chance of a mistake being made, which happens right here. Our guy that's supposed to read the fullback doesn't get blocked, makes the play.
Do you think was helping these guys also having an extra man, but understanding the defense and knowing what to do allows them to play fast and confidently?
Exactly. And this was 2 years ago. We had a very, very simple game plan that the players executed and did exactly what they were told. It's a perfect example of doing what you're supposed to do. First and goal from the 4. I don't have all 4 of the clips here because it would get a little monotonous, but we did hold them here. And you can see the tight copy here. So the Mike linebacker, he'll be watching that tailback. Nose could do a better job of keeping that center off, which gets into the Mike. The Mike should be a little bit faster, but number 2, Prajay does a great job making the play. Second play of the same series, same concept here. So we mentioned about these guys that are keying the tight end. They're the read force as well. Now, once again, we can change that based on where the free safety is. Here we don't have the free safety. We have an outside linebacker, but you see what happens here. It's the outside linebacker keying the tight end. He's getting a block down. Now he knows that he'll have to force the fullback or force the ball inside. He's outside arm on the fullback. Defensive end gets inside, which isn't a good thing. He should stay outside, which causes the linebacker to get hammered. The D end actually eventually helps make the play. But it's a good job there reinforcing that fullback. He brings it to the fullback. We keep the line of scrimmage. Everyone gets to the line of scrimmage. We're trying to reestablish a new line of scrimmage, but we're not getting forced downhill. Everyone's fast flow as well.
That's an excellent technique right there by the outside backer, because
great job.
Usually guys want to fly up, and they do a great job of expanding that hole and making it easy for the tailback. So that's great right there.
You can't do it any better than that. So you can see his eyes here. This kid is keying this fullback. He knows that if he releases out, the outside linebacker will take him. If he goes vertical, the outside linebacker will take him. We tend to forget that his patterns are limited based on he's got a kid right in front of him, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to get across or go vertical. He's always going to have to try to take an outside release. See the linebacker keying that fullback. He knows that he's going to come tight. Result of him coming tight, he does end up taking on the tight end, who does a great job scooping. The tackle actually scoops our D end, which isn't good. D end play isn't the greatest there.